and welcome back to, well, everyone feeling shit. Welcome back to the Canary Guys podcast, where, well, depression has never been a higher point. How are we, boys?
Vibes are very low.
Not good, honestly, just more and more disappointing at the minute.
It gets more and more disappointing every week, doesn't it? Just when you think there's a little bit of hope. Norwich managed to rip that away from you no matter what.
Yay!
That's what we do. I don't get it, and we'll get on to both games that we've got two games this week to cover. Neither
so
of them
lucky.
good. Yeah, it's like a double whammy of shit. So it's not ideal. But we'll start obviously with what I would say is the shitter of the two games. Start with in chronological order with Wednesday on a Tuesday.
Wednesday on a Tuesday, indeed. I
Wednesday on
am
a Tuesday.
so glad that I didn't go to that game, or
Yep.
I would have probably been not alive anymore.
Honestly, my head loss would have been actually mental. I mean, my head loss was mental enough at home, so I don't know, like, what I would have done being there. I don't think I could have gone through those emotions.
It's just weird. That entire game was a staple of our season. First half was exceptional. First half we played them off the park, and then second half, yeah, just Norwich are back.
Well, there's only one word. It's complete and utter capitulation. Like, it's disgraceful. To be a team in this league and to do that, to bottle a 2-0, and yet again, it's more points dropped from a winning position, and not even like a 1-0 scrappy, like, difficult game where you might lose it easily. We're 2-0 up and fucking cruising at half time.
At home as well, can we have? Not even away, at home.
Yeah, at home as well. It's just such a ridiculous, and yet again, it's game management. It's seeing out games. We just don't seem to be able to do it.
It's a massive concern. Like, this has happened quite a lot to us last season. It's happening to us now. And it's something that if Johannes and Norwich want to progress, that needs to be sorted by next season.
Yeah, I mean, I'm struggling to see, is it something tactical or is it just the players not listening? Because it seems to be every week. Just shut down, switch off, and we get into these winning positions and we're cruising every time, and we're cruising too much. We're letting other teams come onto us, and then you see the reverse like we have this week against Sheffield Wednesday.
It's so mind numbing. Like, Forup said something like he watches Danish volleyball or something, and they have a green card where it's like a timeout.
Of course he does.
Yeah, obviously, why not? Danish volleyball is the best sport in the world. But like, you shouldn't irate Forup, but other managers can change games without stopping the game. Like, or you get your players a bit streetwise, like we were against Watford, by the way. Dark Arts Norwich City, remember that? That seems like ages ago. But just cheeky foul, cheeky tackle, lay on the ground for a minute, get the squad together, sort it out. It's just, what the fuck is happening?
I don't disagree with you at all. Also, if anyone does want to see the Canary Guys Watch Danish Volleyball episode, let us know. Give us a tweet and we'll get it sorted. The other thing I did see a lot of against Sheffield Wednesday was a lot of people blaming Vicente Reyes for a lot of the goals. Now, I don't know if that's necessarily fair because his defence were shocking and he's a very inexperienced goalkeeper. Let's be honest.
Third choice. Come on.
He's third choice, but also he's inexperienced. And as evidenced, and as we'll probably talk about with fucking George Long against Bristol, he's no better. So, and he's a far more experienced goalkeeper with far more starts. So I don't know if the criticism of Reyes is necessarily fair. I just think he's maybe not ready.
I think the first goal, well, the criticism is fair. I feel like the ball was coming in quite slow. He could have got there better. But the other two, yeah, I get your point.
The issue with him. Go on.
I just think he's been thrust into the limelight because we've got no other option, and he's clearly not ready.
The issue with him is he is small. Like when he played against Oxford, I could barely see him. He's not a tall goalkeeper, but he is. He is tall. He's 6 foot, 6.4 foot.
So he's 6'4".
But I feel like I'm taller than him, and I'm about 5'9".
This something seems wrong here.
Something's very wrong here. But again, like he had a decent loan at Cambridge. There was very mixed opinions coming out about him. You need more time to bed in it as a youth player, going out on loans, getting the experience in. You never, if you're coming in third choice randomly out of the game because your number one goalie's been injured, your number two goalie's got a concussion by getting a ball to the head, you ain't gonna expect him to put in a 10 out of 10 performance. But yeah, I
definitely not.
think the majority of the blame can't be blamed on him.
No, I don't think so at all. I think you've got to look at those four in front, and we've praised some of those players quite a lot this year. I don't know necessarily if there's, I just don't know what the best back four we can actually field is at the minute, because
That's what's confusing. Yeah, because you've got the issue with Doyle because he's quite clearly not a left back. He's not fast enough to be a left back.
No,
But
exactly
look
what
at
I
our
was going to
performances
say.
against Hull and against Watford at home, and he was playing left back, and he was phenomenal.
Yeah. The other issue I think we've found recently is obviously we tried Duffy and Cordoba as a pair, which doesn't work because you've got two. I think your trouble is if you play two left-footed centre backs who don't necessarily have the right foot to get themselves out of trouble, you are then struggling. But obviously Duffy is our main right-footed centre back who is particularly error prone, despite putting in solid performances this season. Then fullback, your options right now are real limited because we've just got no one to play there. And then on top of that, you've got Kelvin Fisher has been really solid. He's probably out of all of the defence is the one I actually trust the most at the minute.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, definitely.
But then his backup option is Jack Stacey, who, as much as I do rate Jack Stacey going forward, but as a defensive right back, I think he's weak. He gives away a lot of silly errors. And then even when you look in midfield, you've not got. I mean, how many years have we been saying? I know we've signed Jacob Wright, but he's a young player who's growing into playing for us. How many years have we been saying that we need an established defensive midfielder?
When did Tete leave?
Yeah, basically. Yeah, it's sort of Tete and Ollie Skip, really, isn't it?
Speaking of, he has barely played for Leicester. Would you go in for him?
100%.
I'd have him.
Yeah.
In a
There's a
heartbeat.
player in there.
I think he'd do a job.
Yeah, there's a player in there. I'd absolutely love to have Ollie Skip back.
Oliver
Miss him
Skip, if you're
dearly.
watching, mate.
Ollie Skip, if you're watching.
Give us the 10% transfer fee. Thank you.
He's definitely better than a certain Danish man in our squad, let's just say that.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's have the conversation then. Jakob Sorensen, what is he doing? The way Johannes Hoforup is talking, I would not be surprised if he gets a contract at the end of this season.
Which is bad because out of all the lads who goes out of contract this season, the one that I'd give a contract to is Marcondes.
Yeah.
Unless I'm missing a big name there, but I don't think I am. It's more
No,
names
I don't think so.
I'm worried about. But yeah, I think Marcondes is the only one that deserves a contract.
No, I'd definitely be giving Marcondes something. He fully deserves it. But yeah, I can't really see a lot of the other guys who are out of contract at the end of the season having theirs extended.
And that's the issue now. Like, I don't see the reason why we're continuing with Lungi in midfield because, quite frankly, I mean, I'm of the opinion that playoffs are gone now. Are you?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I
I
said
mean,
that we needed to win at minimum the Sheffield Wednesday game. We didn't do that, and I thought, okay, well, the hopes are now very slim. But like Bristol is an absolute must-win, and again,
yeah,
we didn't do it. So
exactly.
yeah, for me, it was a conversation I wanted to have. To be fair, I do think now that even in my heart of hearts, I know full well we're not getting playoffs this season.
Which, yeah, I think we knew that for a while. To be fair, though, because the performances haven't been there. But it's the small things. Like I was talking to Ashton before the pod. Like you don't make the silly errors against Blackburn in the last minute, and you get 3 points. You don't concede last minute to Derby at home, and you get the 3 points. And then it's so thin margins that we suddenly could have got 15 points instead of about 3, and that is dismal.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Again, you could argue the same thing. It's exactly the same. You don't have that bad spell against Sheffield Wednesday for
Yeah,
15 minutes of the game, and the game finishes totally differently. It's lapses in concentration, and it's players not keeping their focus. And I understand that Thorpe is demanding a very high standard of the players in terms of performance and work rate and that sort of thing. But it seems like a lot of these players aren't actually capable of playing that system for a full 90 minutes.
no, yeah, that's a valid shout. We look so good going forward. We look so good, and like you have to look at the Bristol game. We had so many chances. Just put one away. But we're making the moves. We made the moves against Sheffield Wednesday as well. We're making the moves. It's just for defensive. We can't play out from the back, and when you have a manager who plays out from the back, that's not very good.
The thing is, I think we talk about, you look at the number of players that have gone out and the number that have come in. I think we still probably need at least another 6 new players and 6 players leaving.
Yeah, probably a tax
To
to be had actually over
Yeah,
who we keep, who we sell.
you need a complete turnover of squad for me. This squad clearly is not good enough. We've got good players, but as a squad, we aren't good enough.
It's a massive job, and we're quite lucky that we've got Ben Napper. I think he's a sporting director that can do
Yeah,
something like this, and
I think in terms of a time to have a squad overhaul, we've got the most financial backing we've had in a long time, and probably the best person to actually get the deals done we've had in a long time.
Yeah,
So
100%.
we're in a good position to do it, but it's going to be very, very difficult to get that number of bodies through the door who are quality enough to add to the squad. Not to mention the fact that we're discussing this from a basis of just getting rid of players who we want to get rid of. We're not talking about getting rid of players who we don't want to get rid of,
Yeah.
such as Sergeant Sides, etc.
And then you've got that issue. If we again recruit these players that aren't ready for the here and now, which was the overall plan last summer, buying a Manquaforce and buying the likes of Schwartau, if these players haven't got time to bed in, is next season already written off? Because it can't be, because we need to go up for money's sake, for fans' welfare's sake.
Well, yeah, but I just think at the moment, I'm not even like I've said it a couple of times. I'm not even sure I want to go up.
I mean, no, the Premier League is a mess.
Well, it's not even that. I don't think we're ready. We're just not
Oh
ready.
no, we're nowhere near ready. 100% not. And I don't think we would be in next season either, to be brutally honest.
No, We're going. I don't want to say the word, but I'm going to say the word. We are going through a transition. It's the only thing we can describe it as.
Yellow card.
Have I been yellow carded for
You've been
using
yellow carded.
transition?
You've been yellow carded.
Oh dear. I don't. I just don't think it can be helped because I think it's the only thing we can actually
Yeah.
describe it as. But and it's going to take a lot to do that. And I'm intrigued to see how it happens, but I am nervous as to, kind of how we turn it over.
Yeah, definitely. And you've got the issue of is if, again, next season is the same as this season, finish 13th, then say we finish 13th next season, but stay undefeated against Ipswich, would you keep Forup in charge or not?
Yeah,
Yeah, I would.
yeah. I think we keep Vorup in charge. I still back him 100%.
Yeah.
From my side of things. Which, as a matter of fact, I can get into. We're doing 2 Twitter questions of the week this week, and I think we should probably introduce the first one now because that's
Yeah,
nicely
get ready.
timed, in my opinion. It makes it a good time to get this Twitter poll out there. And it was a nice, simple one. So we wanted to do a bit of a serious question here because I've seen quite a few social media posts calling for JHG's head already. And the question was, because I was really intrigued to know what percentage of Norwich fans are actually feeling like JHG's out of his depth and that their patience is kind of running out. So I put out there, either you're still backing JHT or patience running out. The poll had about 43 votes, and 88.4% of people are still backing JHT, which is a big number. I'll be honest, it's a lot more than I was expecting, which is good. I'm on the side of backing him completely. I don't know about you boys.
Yeah, I am. But I do get. I don't get the full JHT out, but I do get the loss in confidence in him. I think poor
Yeah,
decision making on his behalf, but not to the point where you say you want him out of the club. No.
Yeah, there's certainly been some decisions, some when he's made changes like late in the game, when he's made questionable lineups where you think, okay, does he know what he's doing, but does I don't know how to word it properly, but I think he's the right man for the job, and
yeah,
it's not his fault that Duffy boots it long. It's not his fault that Jose Cordova can't track a ball. These things get trained into players, and yeah, it's just
no, I definitely don't disagree with you at all. It's a very difficult one, because I do think he's still the right guy to kind of lead us, and I think his tactics are actually sound. I just think he's not got anyone executing them properly.
I mean, you can ask the question: did you prefer this season in terms of entertainment? Have you preferred the entertainment you've received watching Norwich this season compared to last season?
Yeah,
Because I
absolutely.
have 100%. I would take that the 4-0 wins, 5-1 wins, 5-2 wins over the 6-1 loss against Plymouth Argyle away,
Yeah,
over the
exactly.
4-0 crushing loss versus Leeds in the playoffs. 100% every time.
Yeah, just to get the occasional 1-0 where we sat back for 80 minutes. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
so, yeah, I definitely agree with you. I think it's better. Um,
And I am glad the majority are still back in JHT. And I must add, on that Twitter question, we got a reply from the only Penny Brownie 84, Mother Brownie 84. Ashton, if you would like to say hi to your mum.
Hi, Mum.
I'll say hi to your mum as well. Hi, Ash's mum.
Hi, Ashton's mum. Pleasure to hear from you. And she is back in JHT. Definitely been some improvements. Players mainly need to realise that there is minutes in a game, which, yeah, You can't just play well for 60 minutes and then decide to sit on the floor.
Yeah, this has been the number one biggest problem for us, hasn't it? Is playing well for periods, but you have to foresee it across the whole 90 minutes. You cannot just switch it on and off.
And you can't even argue it's more of a fitness thing because we played within 72 hours of the Sheffield Wednesday match again at Bristol, but we looked fitter and more up for it against Bristol than we did against Sheffield Wednesday. And
We
we had
did.
less time to train and prepare,
We
which
did. Well, I
was
actually think
confusing.
against Bristol we looked better.
Yeah, we had so many chances, we just couldn't put them away.
Yeah, couldn't put any chances away. I again watching that game. I said to my girlfriend, I said we could play for 2 90 minutes here, and I don't think we score
Yeah.
because it was one of those evenings. And again, that doesn't excuse the defending because it was really poor once again. I've given Jose Cordova a lot of praise, but fuck me, he lost his head against Bristol.
What's he doing for that second goal though? That was awful.
Yeah, it just seemed so all over the place. No wonder he got taken off in the end because he was all over.
And he looked confused when it was happened. He didn't see what he's done wrong, but you've cost us a goal there.
Yeah, I don't quite get that. He's been so solid for us, so it was a poor performance from him, but yeah, hopefully he picks it back up. I'm sure he will.
We have a game against Josh Sargent's USA to look forward to, so I'm sure he'll put in a 10 out of 10 defending performance, snap Sargent's shins, and then that's going to be his
Can we
career
just
over.
say, can we please not snapshot as Sergeant Shins?
Yes, Jose Cordova, if you're watching this, listening to this, however you're enjoying your the Canary Guys podcast content, please don't hurt Sargent.
What if him and Sargent going for a 50-50 and they both come out injured?
That would be the
I'll
most Norwich
literally
injury
kill
ever.
myself.
It's the most Norwich thing of Norwich time, that is.
It would be very Norwich.
And I can't say I'd love to see it, but I would chuckle.
I was going to say, don't think you'd love to say.
I
Why
would
is everyone
try.
wishing injuries on Norwich
No,
players?
I'm not
at the minute?
wishing
We've
it,
already
but
got enough.
Could you imagine all the media outlets, Norwich players injure themselves in 50-50?
I suppose that's true.
I'm not saying I'd love to see it because I want Norwich to be injured, but I'd love it for the headlines.
Yeah, I suppose you're not wrong there, but yeah, I just think there's not really a lot you can analyse out of the two games. It's two poor performances. The playoffs are out the window now, I think, and we've just got to look to these next few games as encouraging signs for next season. I think that's where we're at.
Yeah, we are, and I just think it's just frustrating because we've been in and out of this playoff picture for a couple months now, and I think we're now fully out of it. But we're at a point now where we've got 9 games left of the season, 8 or 9 games left of the season. We've got our experiment ready for next season, but we do need to still get results because I hate to be that person about numbers and maths, but it technically is mathematically possible by some miracle.
Yeah, it's not impossible, but it's very, very unlikely. That's where we're at.
Yeah, 100%.
So yeah, I'm just looking forward to next season now. Truth be told, that's where I'm at with it. It's
And
a
I'm
bit of
also
a shame.
happy to see where and who we sign. Like, where are we gonna improve? Because I think 2 goalkeepers are essential for us.
Yeah, we need at least one keeper, but if Gunn goes, probably 2.
Right back, I think Stacey's done his time. So maybe a
You see,
second right back.
I don't know if right back is necessarily one we need.
No, I'm not. But I'm on about, like, if we just go through positions, like if you say to me we're going to get a new right back to replace Stacey, I'm not angry.
No, as a backup right back, maybe.
Centre halves, probably 2 because Doyle's leaving us and Duffy's lacklustre at the minute.
Yeah, you need a couple probably. McConville might step up.
Left
But
back, Mahava and Crisane, 2 valid options for us. So I'm not going to say we need one.
No, I feel like we'll probably be okay there at the minute, but
Right, McLean, maybe a third because McLean's had quite a lot of time out of the squad this season.
we need a proper solid defensive midfielder, I think.
Yeah,
I
100%.
say it every season, but we do.
I mean, as the sort of the box to box sort of midfielder, we've got Nunes, Soleimani, Marcondes. I'm happy with. Hope he gets a contract. Schwartau, Forson. We're very good in that area.
Yeah, midfield was stacked.
Apart from defensive midfielder, but one in there to replace Sorensen, and we're happy. Left
Yeah.
wing, Signs will probably go. Let's be honest. So Lewis Dobbin, I know you want it,
Yeah, I'd like to have him back.
and hopefully another left winger. Right wing, Eurosec, hopefully back soon because I want to see him in the back end of the season try and light something up for us.
Yeah, that would be good. Because he
But
showed quite good signs at the start, but
100%, and there's definitely a player there. I'm going to say right now. I'm so
yeah,
excited to
fair
see
enough.
Eurosec play consistent minutes for Norwich City. And then I'm going to keep I'm going to say a bold claim here. I think we keep Sargent next season.
Really?
I think that's ambitious. I just don't see him staying.
I genuinely think Leeds go up and he's gone.
I think there's more than Leeds who are in for him.
Oh yeah, clubs in America as well
That's not even just America. I think there
and
are
Europe.
Premier
Yeah.
League clubs will realise very, very quickly that he is a talent.
I mean,
But then, go on.
I'll say about every player who's good for Norwich. I can't see them in a different shirt colour than yellow and green, but that gets pretty.
No, that would hurt. Yeah.
But I'm gonna say that Sargent doesn't leave. I think Borja leaves, but I think Sargent and Marcelino stays.
I mean, it's a big month for contract renewals, contract negotiations. If you look at the out of contract players, you've got Emi Marcondes, who I think we're all agreeing deserves a contract.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Ono Hernandez.
No. Oh no, I love you, but I'm sorry it's time, my man.
Get him a social media job as Norwich admin, and maybe.
Get him a
What we
season
said
ticket.
earlier, there's only one scenario in this world where I give a new contract, and that scenario is if we needed to give Marcelino a contract extension because he loves him too much.
Yeah, I think Angus. I think the time's gone. I don't think we're going to be offering him a contract.
Yeah,
I don't
but
think he's.
right. If it was down to you, would you offer him a contract or not?
If
If you were in charge at Norwich right now, would you offer him a contract? Yes or no? Because I'll
yes,
be
but I
honest, I
probably wouldn't
would.
be comfortable with him being first choice next season.
I would be offering him a contract. I'll be honest, and this is probably going to be a very controversial take. I know he's had a bad year, but it's 12 months ago we're talking about this man being the best goalkeeper in the league.
And that's a conversation to be had too. Like his form has fell off a cliff.
Like, I
Either
think
Paul
he's
Clements
still
was the
such a
next.
good. He's such a good goalkeeper still.
Yeah,
But just because he hasn't had a good season doesn't mean you throw everything out of the window. And I
yeah.
think a lot of Norwich fans have been, well, again, I'm going to use a term that might get me a yellow card here, reactionary.
No, it's fair.
No,
Yeah.
play on.
There's a lot of, we as a fan base, I'm guilty of it, same as everyone else. We're so reactionary. We just, 1 minute is perfect, the next minute is terrible.
But again, like I remember him playing well in the Premier League season before we got relegated. But I think it was a Watford Sergeant Scorpion kick 3-2. He made some howlers, but again, he played well. Then he got dropped for Kroll at the end, didn't he?
Yeah.
But surely either Paul Clements was the second coming of Pep Guardiola in the form of a goalkeeping coach, or our new goalie coach is woeful, because surely you can't go from being touted as the best in the league to statistically one of the worst.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I don't disagree one bit. I still think he is a good goalkeeper. I still think he's very talented. I think it will probably show if he does leave. He'll probably go to another club and do very well.
Yeah, I'm saying. And just to finish the out of contract scenario, other players out of contract this season. Callum Doyle obviously going back to Man City. I'm guessing you both see him staying there.
Yeah,
YJ.
I would love to have him. I
I don't.
don't think we get him.
Yeah, I don't see him back. Dobbin, we've discussed. I'm very hopeful for Dobbin.
Yeah,
I
think
think
he's
we
back.
sign him. Lungi, please no.
No, again, another one whose time has come.
You got the issue with that there is an option of a further year, which I'm concerned about.
Mind you, his time had come about 5 years ago, so
Yeah, and then Jacob Wright, obviously that's an obligation to buy, but that's based on his decision. There were some weird quotes around that this week. I think Preston and Swansea are in for him, and they're hopeful that they could get him because obviously closer to home for his sake. So there's a decision to be had in his mind. But if I was Napa, I would offer him a contract, definitely. And then Tony Springett, which...
yeah, he can go.
Bye, mate.
I'm just not bothered.
Tony Gary Springett, the guy with 2 first names.
What has he done?
I completely forgot about him, with all due respect.
He's been injured pretty much all season.
I didn't even... Oh, yeah, I forgot when he played for us, to be honest.
This season, he has made 0 appearances.
What if he gets when they don't give Marcondes one? That must be the worst, business ever.
Again, it would be a very Norwich decision.
That's what I'm saying. I kind of could see it.
It would be incredibly Norwich. But there we are. I don't know what more can be said, really, boys.
I think we've had enough sadness in this podcast.
We've overanalyzed. We've done what we can. That's all we can really say. I think, as I said, for me, playoffs are over. Let's move on. Let's look forward to next season.
Let's be boring with for some minutes, I say.
Yeah, let's just experiment with the games that we've got left. I mean, I know that's probably a wild shout, given the fact that we're not actually out of the playoff picture, but you've got to be realistic. Like, we need to win basically every game and have other teams around us lose.
Yeah, there's no chance of it happening.
I just don't see it. We've run out of games now.
But listen, if I hear one person on any social media say if we beat West Brom on the 29th of March, saying we're back, playoffs are on. If I hear one person, you're donkey of the week guaranteed. Okay.
May I just add that before we started recording, Ashton did say that we're still in the playoff mix.
I said it mathematically. No.
Oh no.
There's no evidence of this. I said mathematically we are.
Mathematically, yes.
Technically, he is correct. Mathematically, we are still in it.
And I'm a bit of a maths nerd, so let's move on.
Who knows? Win against West Brom, 5-0, and everything's looking sunny again.
Roy McConville-Patrick.
I just think the only way we actually get anywhere near the playoffs now is we now play like we don't care anymore. Like, the pressure's off. There's no pressure to get playoffs anymore because no one's expecting it. So go and play with freedom.
Well, yeah, let's say it's a defence that's causing us issues. Let's just not play a defence. Let's just play like...
Are you suggesting that we play like we did in the 90th minute against Coventry, but for the entire game?
Oh, that worked, though.
Or like Liverpool tried to do in the Carabao Cup the other day, where they had like 16 strikers on.
Exactly that. I'm thinking a front 7 of Sargent, Cernach, Forson, Signs, Jurasek. Might as well throw Hernandez in there. Get Tony Springer off the back, brace whatever he's on. Just throw him up top.
I'll be honest, I don't want Tony Springett in there.
You never know.
I'd rather myself over Tony Springett, and I'm not in the best physical shape.
But yeah, I think the whole point of this is that it's time to experiment. It's time to look forward to next season. It's time to show that we are about youth, we are about progression, and we need to give the likes of Rory McConville a chance because he is 7 minutes he played on Friday, was it?
Yeah,
I
5
forget.
minutes.
And it was a very good 7 minutes. And he almost scored a wonder of a volley, by the way, which would have been astonishing if that went in.
100%. Just a good
Would
play.
be rather good. But yeah, we'll move on. We'll try and bring a bit more positivity to it now with the old weekly segments, and let's start off with the sausage roll review.
Where better? Obviously, I sadly couldn't attend the Sheffield Wednesday game, but I am so glad that I didn't. So instead of a normal Carrow Road sausage roll, I actually went out earlier today to Bushell's Bakery in Lowestoft. Now, I've got some fun facts about Bushell's Bakery in Lowestoft. They have 5 stores between Lowestoft, Kesselland and Gorston. They have been baking at Lowestoft for over 140 years. And recently, they've been using the least amount of salt possible in their products to make sure they're all healthy for everyone who's eating them.
Is this an unpaid ad read?
Possibly. You have to find out.
Listen, next season we're having a bigger and better podcast. The sponsors could come in. That's all I'm saying. I like it.
Bushell's Bakery, if you're listening, I've got a lovely picture of your store on screen now. You do some wonderful cakes. The shortbread animals as well. They're wonderful. Anyway, on to the main event. A picture will be overlaid on screen of the sausage roll that I reviewed, that I consumed. Now, taste, I gave it an 8 out of 10. Really good, but it just tasted beefy. And sausage roll was meant to be pork. But nice. I did not enjoy the taste. It was very nice. It tasted very nice, but pork tasting of beef is a bit odd. But I think it must be some sort of gravy sort of situation because it tasted good. So 8 out of 10 for taste. The total cost was £1.75, which for the size of it, bargain. Happy with that. Crumbs per bite ratio, as seen on the picture was taken just as I plonked it down on the plate and crumbs were everywhere. But actually eating it was flaky pastry, it was soft. I'm more than happy to consume that. And then finally appearance, you've got the score lines, which weren't the traditional, because you look at Greg's, you look at even the Carrow Road sausage rolls, but just like straight lines, and they're boring. But Bushell's Bakery, they do wavy lines, which is just a whole new dimension to the wavy line genre of sausage rolls. So I gave the appearance a 9.5 out of 10. Very proud of that. And obviously now it's the international break coming up, so no Carrow Road sausage roll fix until West Bromwich Albion at home. So I am going to be looking for replacements while I am away from the Carrow Road home of sausage roll greatness. As to do a good one, they do Rose sausage rolls, which, I mean, judging by the name of the sausage rolls, hopefully it won't ditch me last minute and decide to walk out on me. Hiles again, great sausage rolls, great contender. I'll probably give it tomorrow, knowing me. This shows how unfit I am.
Can I give it a special type of sausage roll that I'm a massive fan of?
Go on.
I love a good Morrison's Bakery sausage roll.
See, they used to be the jam for me. Before I found this true solace in the Carrow Road sausage roll, it was the Morrison sausage roll before the match that I'd take into the stadium that I would love and consume. But I hadn't had one for a while, so that's a good shout. I might have to pop down there too. Also, finally, Roy's of Wroxham. Because I've never been to a Roy's of Wroxham, but I've seen pictures of their sausage rolls and they look very good. So overall, I am going to miss my sausage rolls, but I'm still going to eat a lot of them. And no doubt I will have put on 5 stone next pod.
Are you bulking for the next pod?
I am bulking.
He's bulking
He's
down
sausage.
from the Reyes. I love it.
He's bulking by goblin sausage. Excellent work. It's what we like to see. We're going to probably move on from there swiftly to a new segment that I would like to introduce, which, Ashton, it's your time to shine, my friend, because we've had a few conversations recently involving a certain Northern Irishman who signed for Norwich recently. And what we've decided to do between me and Robbie, we've had this conversation. We're going to give you your 30-second Rory McConville review that you can have every pod. I'm going to give you exactly 30 seconds on the timer for you to rant, rave, whatever you want to say about Rory McConville, and we'll stop you after 30 seconds. So, are you ready?
Yeah, I think so. So I think next season, the home shirt, I might have to get McConville on the back.
That's a good name to get, to be fair. It's a very...
It's a lot of letters, though, isn't it? It's going to be expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, his birthday's coming up 1st of May, so we'll be wishing McConville a happy birthday by the podcast.
Right. The timer is ready. Are you ready?
Yep.
In 3, 2, 1, begin.
I just want to explain the massive love I have for Rory McConville was due to the fact when he signed for Norwich on deadline day, or around deadline day, he his first video where it was like talking about stadiums, and he said the best stadium was Carrow, and he laughed. He understands that passion is the number one thing you want at Norwich City Football Club, and that is why the McConville love is there. Plus, he's a good-looking bloke, and I love him so much.
Stop.
That was bang on time. Well done to you, Ashton. That was 30 seconds of brilliant points.
We love McConville.
Excellent stuff. Yep. So the 30-second Rory McConville review, it'll be coming up every week. Look out for it, where Ashton confesses his love for the Northern Irish centre back.
Got called up for Northern Ireland national team. I love that from him.
Very
your
young.
30 seconds is
good
over
job
now.
to him. Yeah. Yellow card.
You only get 30 seconds or you get a yellow.
Sorry, just came for conversation naturally there.
Oh dear. Right. Anyway, time to move on to Canary Caller of the Week. Now, last week you'll remember that we didn't have a Canary Caller of the Week because, unfortunately, you were all too boring. I'm saddened to report that the same thing has happened 2 weeks in a row.
I can't believe it.
Despite two monumental, particularly the Sheffield Wednesday game, two incredibly shit games where all of our hopes for the season have essentially gone out the window. Not one person lost their head.
That's the
Not
issue.
fully.
Like people were angry, but they were rightfully angry. It's not like anyone threatened to burn down the veggie patch or implode the swimming pool. And that's what we want. That is the content that we want.
It's the kind of thing that we need. But not to worry, because in the meantime, we've been thinking about some replacement segments that we might be able to put in. And we thought, why would we miss out on a Canary Caller? Because we could do Canary Caller of the Week Retro Edition, where we go onto YouTube and look through the old Canary Calls and find some of our favourites. So whenever we've not got a Canary Call that's hot off the press from this week, we'll chuck a retro in there. So this week, well, it quite simply is one of, if not the greatest Canary Call of all time. We can let it speak for itself. Neil Adams getting asked a question that he's always wanted to be asked.
How do you say it, Nicky?
Hello, Nicky. No, hello, Neil. It's Nicky.
Is it Nicky or Mickey? Sorry.
It's Nicky. Sorry.
Go on, Nicky.
Hello.
What do you want to say?
Before I make my point, Neil, I'd like to ask you the question on every single Canary fan's lips at the moment. Hello.
Go on. Go on.
Hello? Yeah, I'd like to ask you, how big is your penis?
Well, thanks very much for that, Nicky. We'll move on. We'll go back to Richard in the studio for some text.
Yeah, thanks for that, Neil. Sean in Norwich has asked.
Too much of that. I'm still trying to find a tape measure for Nicky. I'll let him know as soon as I've got one. But we're on about these referees again. I mean, we've talked about it 2 or 3 times today.
Neil, that's absolutely fantastic work. I do hope you found your tape measure in the end, mate, and got those off to Nicky. So yeah, get your stats posted.
What a call! That is the whole point of Canary.
It's the whole
Call.
package,
That's what we want.
It's got a little bit of everything.
Yeah, that's what we want. We want the thick Norfolk accent. We want this vaguely offbeat remarks. We want the anger. We want the disappointment. We want next game against West Bromwich Albion. We want someone to call in and be a proper canary caller. Prove what it's like to be Norfolk.
Do you know what's funny is I think the best canary caller we had was a week where we won convincingly.
That's the thing.
And yet he was the funniest one.
One day we're gonna get one, and we'll have to collate all of our canary callers this season and find the best one this season for our end of
There
season
will be
awards.
a canary caller of the season award. That will
There
be
must be.
happening. So yeah, we'll get there for that. So if you want calling in canary call and you want to feature on this podcast, get your call in, have a rant. I mean, we've been considering putting accents on and calling in. Just to
The
give
issue
us
with that is I am not good at accents.
give us some excellent content. So we thought we might spice things up a bit, but no, what we like is the best of the natural people of Norfolk. If you're over 70 and have a thick Norfolk accent, you are the kind of demographic we're looking for.
This sounds like it's turning into some sort of dating show now, but I'm still up for it.
Jeff Mango's dating. Absolutely unreal scenes. Right, I think probably time to move on to the tweet of the week. And I know that, Robin Ashton, you've been doing some hard research on these ones.
We have hard fought research. It's taken them a very long time to find these. Ashton, if you want to go ahead and give us our honourable mention for tweet of the week.
So we have 2 honourable mentions, if I'm correct in saying. We have one from NCFC Payne, because I put a good little tweet out on Friday before the game of what is your outrageous take for tonight's game? I'll start. George Longdit, man of the match. I don't know what drugs I've been prescribed the day before because I had a doctor's appointment, but they obviously took their toll on me, and I got caught out, obviously. And then the second one, which I believe I can't find the tweet.
That's okay, I have it for you. I am well prepared. And it was a reply to a Pinken tweet about Forup's ideas on Jacob Sorensen. And Forup thinks that I always like it when the fans and media appreciate the players that we have. It's my job as a coach to appreciate them. I think he's been part of some of our best performances recently. He's good at controlling the midfield. And Billy Bradford, our runner-up, has replied, "They're having an affair, aren't they?" I mean,
It's absolutely sensational.
There's no other. Why else would you play Jakob Sorensen in the big 2025? But we have a winner. And our winner this week is Helen Jacklin, who, simply put, on March the 14th, so just after the Bristol City game, I'm 37 weeks pregnant and I am more mobile than long. Helen Jacklin, get the gloves on, you're in goal.
It's sensational work from Helen. I'm
Brilliant work, Helen.
very pleased with that.
And that is not all, folks, because we also have a Facebook comment of the week. A new segment, but it was a very late entry. In fact, we found it while waiting for a certain member of the pod group to join us. But
Sorry,
Elizabeth Mills has replied to a 25% off home kit post on Facebook, saying, "Not with blatantly putting it on, it means testicles in my husband's native language. He's an ardent fan and has brought loads of Norwich City clothes and sends them off to the Ivory Coast for his many brothers and friends to wear. But they'd be laughing at Blakely. They call our team Noah Weech," which, yeah, if you're a football team with testicles in front of your shirt, I don't think you deserve playoffs in the first place. So Elizabeth Mills, well done, the inaugural Facebook comment of the week. And it might be something that we keep into, because Facebook tends to be a very lively Norwich City chat.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I get some of the best content from Facebook, mostly because it's all the divorcees on there. So
Stuart Webber, eat your heart out.
There's a few good ones on there. There's a few quality comments.
Brilliant stuff.
Absolutely excellent. Right, I think it's time to probably move on to the ex-Twit question of the week. We could go on to that. Let me just get it up. This week it was an interesting call from you guys. I'll put you in a bit of a difficult position, I'll be honest. Because I went with, would you rather watch Ipswich win the Champions League or have Norwich get relegated to the National League? Now, 73.9% of people would rather that Norwich got relegated than Ipswich won the Champions League.
That's fair.
That is brilliant, because the people who put Ipswich to win Champions League, what the flip are you thinking? Like, I don't know.
I kind of see it though, because like I would not want Norwich to go obviously get relegated and
It's
whatever.
probably our level though at the minute, so we might get some results.
Do you not think like having us in the National League for a year would just be fun?
Oh yeah, imagine the away days and the sausage rolls.
Away days would be sick. We'd be smashing teams like 15-0.
Can we go National
fucking
League North?
magnificent.
Have Kingston home and away. That'd be class.
See,
It
that's
would be
the
brilliant.
thing. If we're relegated, are we relegated from the Championship to the National League by some absurd rule? Because if so, we would, the next 6 seasons, we would absolutely piss.
We should not lose a single game.
How much fun would that be? Every week going to the Carra and beating teams 78-0.
Just for us to bottle that and we'll lose 78, 79.
Yeah. The Norwich way.
We'd probably still bottle it. Probably get relegated to like National League North.
Yeah, to be fair.
No one knows. Be our
But-
sort of thing to do, wouldn't it?
It would, but still, the Ipswich winning the Champions League, they're already all over our Twitter now, and they're currently not doing very well. So, please shush.
Here's a little question then for you boys. I'll make one up on this. I'll make one based off that. Would you rather Norwich win the Premier League and Ipswich win the Champions League, or Norwich win the Champions League and Ipswich win the Premier League?
Oh, I
That's
would rather. Oh, that's a great question. I would rather win the Prem.
Over the Champions League?
Yeah. I'd
Yeah,
rather watch
I think I
Ipswich
would.
win the Champions League and Norwich win the Prem. The Prem just means more to me. Champions League's great and all, but yeah, the Prem. It's nothing like winning a domestic league title.
If the last game season's out the Carra as well, that'd be fucking class.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I've got to say Champions League though. Oh, I don't know. Who we play? You boys pick the team in the Champions League final then, because make it realistic. Like, who's in there?
Birmingham.
Yeah, right. Give me the Premier League. That's not as impressive.
I don't know, like Real Madrid.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't know.
They're always there, aren't they?
Yeah, luckily after that last leg, they had against Atletico.
But yeah, it's a tough question. It's a good one to ask.
I've just thought we haven't got a game next week.
We haven't, which means, what are we doing, boys? Are we off week next week?
I think so. Do you have any plans next week? I know a certain Sexy Signs is going to a certain place after next week, but
I am indeed going away. I'm not going to spoil it for the listeners of the pod, because if I can get on, I may make an appearance from the location I'm going to.
If not, we do have a really special guest lined up. Me and
You've got some guest speakers, if you will.
we have
essentially
a substitute warming up.
a super sub.
honestly, people calling El Hernandez on his TikTok a super sub. We've beat that.
100%.
Got it
No,
all sorted, boys.
any nice plans for the international break? Are you going to watch England under Tuchel?
I'm
Or
interested to see what he does for us, so I will be
I'll
watching.
watch it. I'll
yeah,
see what happens.
I'll watch it half-heartedly for the first half, and then I'll forget
Yeah.
about it.
Let's just
That's
hope we
what
don't
tends to
clap on the
happen.
back for the whole game.
You know Ashton's going to be watching Northern Ireland, don't you?
Oh yeah,
No comment.
Watching Northern Ireland, and he won't have any clothes on.
Whoa, that's too far.
it's for true fashion.
You can't fight it, buddy. You know. You are a Rory McConville enthusiast through and through.
I can't.
You cut Ashton, his blood bleeds Rory McConville.
Is my equivalent of that? Is my equivalent just sitting outside of Greg's?
No, your equivalent is Pete the Kit Man.
No. If he made me a sausage roll, anything's possible.
Death taxes and Ashton like him, Rory McConville.
Who did they play over the international break? Oh, they got Switzerland and Sweden.
I love the way you said that really quickly, as if he didn't already know that, and he's penciled in what
Yeah,
game.
you found that really quickly. You're sitting front row, aren't you? Let's be honest.
It's like, and Rory's going to play on this day, and he'll be in this position.
In this hotel room.
Oh,
Fucking hell.
oh my days.
Brilliant stuff.
Oh dear. I think there's probably only one more thing we really need to cover before we go, and that is this shirt. This Lego shirt.
Oh no, let it be. Let it die. No one cares about it.
What are we going to do about this scenario?
Burn it and get high off the plastic fumes to make us forget about Norwich City.
We could do. Yeah, right. I've got a new suggestion.
Hang it in the Louvre.
If you have listened this far in the pod and you want a Norwich shirt,
Lego shirt.
Lego shirt.
Shirt.
Let's specify.
Yeah, they're not getting one of my shirts.
We're not getting sued here.
Literally, the first person to tweet with hashtag the Canary Guys wins the shirt.
Fair.
Simple as.
Yeah, tell me, and within this tweet, tell me out of everyone in the squad who would you want on the back of your shirt for the next season.
It's a good call. Yeah, hopefully we'll finally get rid of that shirt for you, and someone's going to win it. It's not like it's a bad price.
By the way, if you want to win the shirt, if you say Rory McConville, you're guaranteed to win. That's what I'm saying.
To be fair, Ashton will look favourably upon you if you give a Rory McConville review. So
I've got a concerning theory that he's just going to make a Rory McConville account, pretend to be Rory McConville, let Rory McConville win it, and then get Rory McConville's address, and then Rory McConville is in some danger.
What if our first Norwich City podcast guest is Rory McConville?
that'd be great.
It'd be more than great.
We'd just let you sit with him and we'd just watch from the side.
No. But I obviously have a joke, and maybe at times it goes too far about me and Rory McConville. But the fact he joins the club and he's just straight in with a passion of like, yeah, Carrow's best stadium. Like, I just love that from him. Like, just get the fans on your side from the get go.
Yeah, it's just like Forson and the whole Canary Guys. The whole reason that we are called the Canary Guys. You gotta
And I
be
felt
a good guy.
Away, and that's the most important thing. You get the fans on your side, you will perform for this football club.
Brilliant stuff.
Apart from if you called Ono Hernandez.
Anyway. Yeah, true.
Because bless him. He doesn't help himself though, does he, Ono? He's still spouting off on social media, and I love the guy, but just stop now, please. When you've scored a goal or possibly assisted one, then you can do TikTok dances.
You can see it happening too. It's going to be in a game that means absolutely nothing for our season. Near the end, he's going to score a really scrappy goal, and then he's going to like pull the TikTok phone out 100%.
Do you remember when he played striker in that cup game and scored twice, and everyone thought he was like the second coming of Jesus?
Yes.
I made an every touch video of that, and
Absolutely incredible.
every touch was
The only good thing about this TikTok,
questionable.
we get the odd clip farming of Nunes, and I love Nunes clips.
That's the thing. Like he does good for behind the scenes of the club. It's cool seeing the behind the scenes of like the physios and the players and their home lives and whatnot. But yeah,
Yeah, it's all a bit strange, but we'll do what we can. Yeah, hopefully he calms himself down and actually starts creating some end product. That would be nice.
Yeah.
here's hoping.
I think that about covers it, don't you, boys?
Yeah.
I think that's about it.
Beautiful news. Right, we'll see you all next week. Well, we won't see you next
We
week.
won't
No,
see you
we
next
won't.
week.
Will we see you next week?
We will not.
No. We won't see you next week. We will see you the week after, though, where I'll be doing a guest spot, potentially, from a very special location.
Bring the maracas.
So come back for that one. Yeah. Make sure you bring your... Yeah, maracas would be a good shout.
Wonderful stuff. Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you very much, everyone. We will see you in a couple of weeks' time.
Bye bye.